And we're live. It's been a
Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all the niggas that be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Wish a nigga pass his limits, then he see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never catch them frowning. Came a long way, in my dream now be drowning. Niggas say dying out here, got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted.
good evening to each and everyone. Happy Sunday. It's a boy GST Gov. I'm back with another video for you guys, which is a disappointed result for all the Chelsea fan, including myself. It was a heartbroken result, to be quite honest. Like we do look for the best, but it's unfortunate that we couldn't take all 3 points. It's it hurt a lot, to be quite honest. When I said it hurt, I mean like it's really hurt, because I know that we all come in the game and our expectation was to nip that win today, and we leave disappointed because the 3 points would do well for us, to be quite honest. The 3 points would help us to close the gap, so at least to closer to the sixth place, where if we finish there, it will be a magnificent season to know where we're coming from. But unfortunate that we couldn't make use of the opportunity that was given to us. We let it slide through our hand, the major advantage. But once again, that to show you that we can't be consistent, because that's another failure of result, because that win would do magnificent for us. Especially with the game in hand, what we got, that would have put us in a well taken place in the table. But as that said, what can we say? It's the game is already over, and we lose the advantage that we got, to be quite honest, in some manner. Once again, it's a very, as I said, it's a very disappointed result for us, because only a win would have helped us. The win would have put us in a place where we would have sit so comfortable, not really comfortable, but at least, better off from where we're at. That win would have taken us 2 points behind West Ham with a game in hand, and 3 points behind Manchester United. So if we did come away with all that, we would have still been same place, but the gap wouldn't be that far off, because now we have 3 points behind Newcastle with only a game in hand, and the game in hand, is against Tottenham or Arsenal. So think about if we did win today, what that would have done for us. That would have opened a gap between us and the rest. At least it would have opened a 4 point gap between we and Wolves, and also, it would have opened a gap between we and Brighton. At least a 3 point gap between us and Brighton. So we got our own fate in our hand, but we just cannot take advantage of it. Unfortunate that we keep on getting so much chance to climb the table, and each time that we get a chance to climb the table, it's like we find some way to give it away. I don't know how comes or why, this keep on happening to us, but it keep on happening on a regular basis. Every time that we the other teams above us, fail, to drift away, and we supposed to be catching them, we find a way to throw the game away. And that's something that really have to take into consideration. Can we do better? Of course we can. Our defenders seems like they don't like to defend at all. And if you don't like to defend, you have the lead, you should at least keep the ball and move the ball around, keep the ball. Because if you keep the ball, the other team can score as long as you're making good choices with it. Not gonna bash the coach. I'm more likely on my defenders today. Like, we keep on giving away some silly goals, to be quite honest. This Sassy put the guy on side, which he's on. That to show you that the communication on the defense line is not up to standard. Can we do better? Of course we can do better. It's just unfortunate that we just cannot take advantage of the situation. Every time that we get a chance, we just can't. We just can't. I don't know what's going on there. We're gonna have to figure out something. How to take advantage, because we got another low block team coming up on not this Monday, but next Monday. Which that is Everton. Everton is scraping for points, even though they're struggling. But Chelsea, when you come on to those things, like, you don't really make sense. You say, or you try to put it and say Chelsea gonna outplay them. We will outplay them, but we struggle against them, and that's just the truth. We've been complaining about a striker all season long, but we're still finding a way to score goals. So, do strikers our main issue? I don't even probably not. For me, is we have to look on the other side of the pitch. To be quite honest, we need a solid goalkeeper. Petrovic is doing well, because the other day everyone was gassing him up. So I'm not gonna be here sitting here and say he's not a good goalkeeper. For me, he's better than Sanchez. So Petrovic is really a goalkeeper that we can have and build with for the future. But is he the main number one? I don't think so. I think we need to find our number one, and we need to find something. It's either the defense or the midfield that really need to really need to revamp. Have this midfield physical enough to keep up with the Premier League. Because for me, a midfielder is supposed to have speed and strength. That's supposed to be the key of a midfield. You can't have two midfielders that is not physically. You have to have one or the other. One. And why does Gallagher been starting on the left? For me, like, start Mudryk, and pin them back more with his speed, because they play with a back three with a wing back. So those are some of the simple mistakes that I see could have really correct in that game, to be quite honest. We could have done better in a lot of the situation today. Mudryk could have started on the left, or Nuni. Nuni is good on the left too. So Nuni, because he played there for England sometimes. Palmer is best when he's drifting off the right. And start and put Mudryk in the 10, because you have Gallagher and you got Enzo and you got Caicedo. Like, you don't need all three in right there, to be quite honest. So the coach could have picked the team a little bit better, to be quite honest. He could have picked the team with a little bit more attacking mind than pick it for a defensive, because you don't need all three players right there. And for me, that's one of the biggest mistakes that he made today. And then the next mistake that he made is, there's no way you can see that you got a team. I know you're trying to go for the height, but if you notice the way how we concede, that equalizer is from the guys, both of the guys that you bring on. Once you come on as a defender, it take you a minute to get your mind and everything into the game. So I don't think you should have made that defensive change, right then and there. To be quite honest, if you were gonna think about making a defensive change, you should have think about making it earlier, where the defender can get it into the game. When you're gonna make change like that gonna disrupt your defensive structure. And so said, I was thinking like, why, at that time, and then you take off Marco Corella. I know you already got booked, but it was a chamber in the last, to be quite honest, because I was saying that our defenders do not like to defend wide. I don't know why. We struggle to defend wide. If you notice, like defending wide, if you put the ball outside or close to the edge of our box on the left or the right, our defender seems like they don't know what to do with it. If you put it straight through the center, they will deal with it, because they comfortable being central. They don't comfortable if they have to challenge wide, and that's why we've been conceding a lot of goals from wide. Our defenders don't like to defend wide. I don't know why. There's a lot of things that we can go on about, to be quite honest, but it's very disappointed. Really, 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 really disappointed result, because this win today would have put us in a better situation, where we can at least finally put ourselves in with a massive gap, between we and the rest. Imagine a 4 points drift from Wolves. When Wolves' next game will be against Arsenal, I think, or somewhere in that bracket. But if you see what our West Ham, so one or the other would have dropped points there. So it would have give us another advantage to drift away from Wolves if they're behind us, or draw closer to West Ham United, where we can climb the table. But we keep on throwing away these points. Like all 3 points are necessary for this last stretch that we are on right now. We got 8 games left. 8 games, and majority of the teams around us got 7. 7. And if you notice, West Ham United only got 6 games left. They only got 6 games left. That to show you that a win today would have bring us closer to the European spot, because with West Ham United, we got 2 games in hand on them. So if we did win, that would have put us would have been 2 points behind them. If you look at it, all we got to do is nip one of those games, and we would be above them, because we got Everton coming up. So Everton and this one, if you notice the way we drop in points, like we drop in points off the teams that we should have been, if we should have been beaten. But look at Burnley. We should have been Burnley. If we beat Burnley, and we beat Sheffield United, like look where we would have been. We probably would have been in 7th place. So the stats that they normally like to go with, the stats gonna tell them that that's where we should be. We should have been up there in the top half of the table. But stats don't play the game, so I don't really like stats, to be quite honest, because stats don't prove nothing at all to me. Stats will show you that you should have been right here, but you're not there. Stats ain't gonna give you the points. The result give you the points, and this game is a point game. Very disappointed, man. Very disappointed game today. Really, really, really disappointed. I thought that we turned not say we'd have turned the table, but at least we can go on a run now, at least. I was looking for 9 points, to be quite honest, out of these games. And the hardest game out of the four that I thought we were gonna get points from, we only get the 3 points from Manchester United. So these players are built and prepared to come up against the big teams. But what about the little team? I saw Enzo on the field was doing some classic pass, like he was saying, like, oh, these are not on my level. Some of those passes that I saw Enzo was making, you know, to be quite honest, some stylish passing, like that wasn't necessary. Like, we moved the ball too slow when we're playing against those little low block team. Like, we have to speed up the game. And Tide is joining us now. We have to speed up the game a lot. Like, I'm very disappointed. How you doing, Ty?
Still trying to digest everything.
Well, you know, um, it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah, still trying to digest everything. It was quite embarrassing. Um, it what it would have been 3 games in a row, but when you're against Man United, preventing that narrative, but we bustled um the lead numerous times. This whole issue of the defense being disjointed, there being a disconnection between the midfield and the defense, it's something that I was hoping would I would see some addressing so that I can say that okay, this manager probably can do something. But no, I mean it's been something that's been going on for most of the season. 3 games in a row, and there's been no change. The whole essence of Silva playing and then that no look pass that he made and then an opportunity being given to Sheffield United that luckily didn't lead to anything at that time. Those are things that you have to fix. Yes, you can prevent players from making mistakes because they're players, but you have to limit the instances where they're forced to be making passes when it's not necessary. And a lot of the times, the way that the team is set up, it's not helping. You are welcoming a lot of pressure onto yourself, and because of that, you're left with the result of having to force players to act under pressure, and it makes no sense. It doesn't. The whole thing of having most of possession and all of that, it means nothing because you have possession but with no intent. There's no intent to get another goal, and that is the one thing that frustrates me. And I kept feeling that there was gonna be a equalizer from Sheffield United because we weren't looking to get a second or trying to get another goal to have comfort. We were living on edge, and you were just hoping that we would be able to see out the result. And that's foolish because you know that the defense has not been resolute, it hasn't been strong, and it hasn't been solid. So you don't make those changes. And the whole thing of Badashile coming on, and then literally a minute later, him being involved in the score being 2-2, it just shows that the substitutions and the logic of what Pochettino was trying to do made no sense. So it's I don't know. There's nothing to say that Pochettino deserves any opportunity to go past the season because it's the same thing over and over again. It's the same song, different verse. There's no change. There's no improvement. It's just hope and hope and hope. And we saw that if Cole Palmer is not at the top of his game, Chelsea will not be at the top of his game. It's a one-man team, and that is concerning. You can't be relying on one player because one player who's also young is not going to be the ideal player every time. No player on that plays football is consistent every game. They'll have some that will, even if they have a bad game, do something, and that's what Forward did. But you can't be relying on one player. Individual brilliance led to us not losing the game. the whole essence of Madueke getting that goal and him striking the ball, that if that didn't happen, we would have lost the game, and the whole result of getting 1 point would be different. It would have been a case of Sheffield United winning and Chelsea bottling a lead and then losing at the end of it. So the whole essence of it is that it's concerning, and I don't think Chelsea deserves Europe. I don't think they deserve Europe because if you cannot defeat a team that is sitting bottom of the table, a team that has conceded 22 goals in the past 7 matches, you don't deserve to be trying to contend to get Europe. That's embarrassing. So I don't know. It just shows the reality, and you just have to accept the reality that the whole essence of fans saying, that, "Oh, when we're Chelsea, we don't deserve to be 10. We deserve to be 10, and we deserve to less than that because we are not in the position that we should be because of the fact that we didn't invest the right way. And and whatever you invest, that is what you're going to receive. You can't invest something and then expect to get something great. It makes no sense. If you invest in mediocrity, you're gonna get mediocrity. It makes no sense. So fans need to accept that the Chelsea of old is not the Chelsea of new. The Chelsea of new is a team that is young, average, mediocre, and needs to be improved upon. So I know a lot of fans are not willing to accept that the reality is that Chelsea are not the same Chelsea and that the whole Roman era Chelsea is gone. And that era left when all the players that would have made Chelsea of old left the club. And Asti was the last player that was left of that generation. Whether or not he was good in the latter stages, he was the only player that was left. Everybody else is gone now. There's nobody else from the old that when Chelsea were at the top that is still at the club. So you just have to accept the harsh truth that Chelsea is in the position that they are in because the investment was poor and you can't do anything else more than just accept that. You can't be hoping and living in a utopic or mystical world of, oh, Chelsea are not this bad. It's because of this. The Chelsea are this bad because they did not invest the right way. It's simple as that.
Yeah, you said well said. The funny part about it. I know that we all want to see Mauricio Pochettino gone, but the way how I see it and the way how I've been analyzing it, I think Mauricio Pochettino gonna be here next season. And unfortunate for all of us that want him to go, we just are gonna have to live with it, to be quite honest. Because if you notice, the model that they're trying to build, and they're trying to adapt a little bit from Manchester City, a little bit from Tottenham, and a little bit from Arsenal. And Pochettino was the guy that built Tottenham that new stadium, that he can go without signing players where they can go and build that stadium. And I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're not trying to worry about the long term or right now success. I think they're right now what they're doing is they're trying to at least compete for the European spot or probably top four while they can build a stadium and then they can say they can go from there because it's all about the profit to how I look at it. So for me, I don't know about you, but that's how I analyze it. I don't think Mauricio Pochettino is going anywhere right now.
I mean that is perhaps a valid point. Um, we have to. I, I mean, he's not going to be leaving. I don't think that's going to happen. My only hope was because I accepted that a long time ago that he's not going to go anywhere. My hope was that we would have seen at least some level of okay, he's probably not capable to bring Chelsea to where they need to be or where they want to be, but at least he's doing something. I'm not seeing anything. His substitutions make no sense. The whole setup and the man and the how he sets up the team makes no sense. So there's nothing to even say that okay, there's something there, but it's just not working. Yes, the players are not good enough, but at the same time, some of the things that are avoidable, they are happening. So the whole thing of how the team is being exposed, how there's just gaps there, and the whole and this is the problem. the two sixes that we were playing, Casado and Enzo, both of them look off the game. Enzo in particular, he looked very tired. He was making passes, and then the passes were just going straight into the path of Sheffield United players. When you realize that the midfield is struggling, that is when he sacrificed because the attack wasn't doing anything. Gallagher wasn't doing anything on that side. He was not adding to the offensive side. And Gallagher is known for pressing and trying to win back the ball. What should have happened is that he should have sacrificed Gallagher there and allowed him to play in a deeper role.
You there, Ty? Oh, Ty was saying something, and I don't know where he went. He'll probably be back with us. What Ty is saying, I do understand exactly what he was saying because that's what I was saying earlier. Like if you're gonna play against Sheffield United, you can give Caicedo or Enzo a rest, and go more attacking. To be quite honest, like these little teams, we show them too many respect, And as I always say, like team don't respect Chelsea no more, So why are you showing them so much respect? So for me, I think that's where we go wrong. I think that we need to adjust a lot, especially in the summer. In the summer window, something wrong with time. Like we need to adjust a lot. Like a lot of things have to change. We have to change a lot in this upcoming season because I know for a fact that Pochettino not gonna leave. They're gonna keep him. Go ahead, Ty. What you were saying? Can you finish?
I'm not sure how much of what I said you heard because I just got kicked out.
Oh, you were talking about Gallagher, where you were saying that he wasn't he was just owning a piece of land on the left. He didn't add nothing at all to the game.
I love that. I love the way he just termed that. But yeah, I mean, he was playing as a left winger, and it made no sense to me. I would say it's better we were putting Sterling there because at least Sterling would be doing some little dribbling or trying to do some little step overs or something. Gallagher, every time Gallagher had the ball, I had no confidence that he would do anything with it. So it would have been better if he would have formed a three-man midfield, and then perhaps you'd have Madueke and well when Copan was on the field trying to assist Jackson or vice versa and trying to get that work. But that was not it because the midfield and the defense they were just disconnected. There was no connection. There was no picking up the ball. Even when the midfield was the safer option, I kept seeing Chalaba, for example, just pass the ball and trying to get it to Silva, and then Silva trying to get it to the Sassi, and then the whole essence of there was no support. There was no connection. There was no step by step process. He was just always trying to get down to the right or to the right and to the right and to the right. And if the ball got to the left, it got to the left at some time. It was hard to understand what was going on. We are just trying to move the ball and keep the ball and whatever, but we weren't doing anything with it. So I don't know. It's obvious Pochettino is not going to go anywhere. So he's just going to have to just buckle up and just embrace the fact that the ride will be very rocky. It will be up and down. And I mean, I've seen a lot of people term it as we take two steps forward and then we take two steps back. It's just a case of we don't know what to do. There's no consistency. And I don't know. I just can't shake the fact that it's how the fact that Sheffield United are bottom on 15 points and they're not on 15 points anymore, but they're bottom of the league. They would have struggled. They would have conceded so many goals, and we were not able to pounce on because they were there for the taking. The points were there for the taking, and we had the points in the grasp of our hands, and in stoppage time we let it go. It was some side of karma for the whole Man United match. It was like karma, just minutes away from getting the 3 points, and due to mistakes, due to lack of awareness in the box, we gifted Sheffield United. So it was just Charity FC. Charity FC was just there for there, just giving out gifts. It's not even Christmas, but you're just giving out gifts. So the whole essence of it is that there's no system. I don't see any system. The only plan I see is that hope that Palmer does something, and then if he does, then that's it. We're just relying on Palmer and hoping that Palmer will be able to do something, and if he doesn't, then we just suffer. So I don't know, but I don't. I think I agree with you. I don't think Pochettino is going anywhere, and if he continues next season, I mean, probably things will be better. I don't know. I'm holding on to false hope if that's the case. But the investment needs to be rectified. We need to find ways to well, I know some mutual fans and rival fans will say that spending is what people are saying or what fans will be saying, but I mean that's the only way. We don't have. It's not that we have at our at our fingertips, we have at our disposal players that are going to do what we need to do. Yes, we can rely on some academic players, but even then, you can't be relying on young players if you want to be improving and doing better. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a rocky and bumpy ride.
I'm gonna hope it don't take 20 years like Arsenal and 10 years and so many years like Manchester United, but it's gonna be a long, long journey for us to be quite honest. What you said, like it's gonna be a long, 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 long ride, and we're gonna have to accept it because if you notice whatever they're coming out, they always saying this is not the old Chelsea. So we am gonna have to know that this is a new Chelsea to be quite honest. But we already love the club and we can never stop love the club, and we want the best for the club, which they're gonna say they want to see the best for the club too. But right now, it's whatever they're doing is not best for the club because we know we spent $1 billion, but those $1 billion gonna spend way, way better than how they spend it, to be quite honest. Because right now, right, the defensive and the midfield area, I think that's where our problem is. I don't think our problem is to scoring goals anymore because we're finding a way to score. It's just from the defense to the midfield. That's where we've been breaking down. I don't think Enzo and Caicedo is physical enough for the Premier League, to be quite honest. You need a physical midfield beside one or the other, and that's where I think we go wrong with the purchase. Because if we got an Enzo Fernandez, we shouldn't go for a Caicedo, and if you do have a Caicedo, we shouldn't go for Enzo Fernandez because you're gonna always need a physical midfield in there to support them in that aspect. Because if you notice, when we got Conte, we got Matic beside him, until Conte gradually grow. And because remember, when Conte just come from Leicester, he got Matic was there in there with him, to support him with the physical aspect. But over the years, by Conte being playing, he started gradually get his physical form, and then he started dominate. But I think that's where our problem is. We need a physical midfielder. You know, we need someone that's gonna come in and help Caicedo with the physical aspect of the game. And I think that's where we're lacking right now. You there, Ty? Yeah, until Ty respond, the physical aspect of the game, that's where we've been lacking. And I don't see any physical midfielder right now in the market that's ready to. You can go ahead, Ty.
I'm so confused. Is it just my screen, but it says there's two.
Oh yeah, yeah, it really connect you both times, I think.
Uh,
You there?
Yeah. It's yeah, like you're saying, it's not a matter. We found ways to score goals because the problem is that we've struggled to keep hold of the lead or to have or have a proper um approach to ensure that the defense and the midfield remain intact. And like you said, we had a DM when Kanchi first came, so he was more of a ball winning midfielder, and then he became a box to box type of midfielder under Sarri, and after that he was just constantly seen as that player. But we don't have a DM, and people who have misprofiled Casado for being a DM, I'm sure they're realizing that no, even Lavia to some extent, I would say that he is not a DM. So even though people view him as a DM, he's not even that. He's more of a box to box. So the whole essence of it is that getting a defensive midfielder is something that Chelsea they haven't really fixed, and it's not a coincidence that the last time we actually had a connection and a proper and resolute midfield was when we actually had a DM, and that was the last time that we even won the Premier League. So it's not rocket science. You've seen a lot of teams, all teams, they all the teams are contending for the test right now. They have some player that can, slot in as that deep, deep player, that deep midfielder, and being supportive. So Chelsea need to rectify that problem, and I don't think they have. I mean, that isn't to say it is not case to say that Casado isn't good enough, but Casado is not player. So you're asking a player of a profile such as Casado or a profile as Fernandez, they're not going to be able to deliver because that's not their role, and you just throw them in and hoping that they will just thrive. That's not going to work. So it's obvious that we're going to have to find some way to ensure that midfield and the defense have some understanding and chemistry developed because from a lot of the matches so far, we haven't had that. We haven't had a reliable or and supporting midfield defense partnership.
Yeah, you're right. And honestly, today game you can see where we're missing Gusto, to be quite honest, because the
100%.
Sassy all in the line, like the Sassy he put the guy onside. So you can see lack of communication, especially on the defensive line, especially when you make that late substitute. When I used to play it, I my coach always said like you never change your defensive line unless you have to. I kind of grow up like if your defensive line, is going and it's late in the game, like you never make a change because he said once you make the change, that defender that's gonna come in, he need at least 5 or 10 minutes, to settle in because he's about to make mistake, to get up speed up to get the speed up to the game. So for me, when I saw he was making that change, to be quite honest, especially taking off Cucurella, at least take off Gallagher or something or someone and go to a back five. That's what I thought he was gonna close out for. But unfortunately, that he take Cucurella off the field, to be quite honest. And I'm disappointed in that change, to be quite honest. I don't know about you, but I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, I was frustrated because I'm saying, what are you doing? Why is Cassidy coming on and even and saying it? Badashile is coming on. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Badashile has what I classify as bozo genes. He's bound to make mistakes. It's not the first time. He wasn't like that initially when Badashile was at Chelsea. He was one of those players that I viewed as being reliable. But ever since he's come back from injury, he's making mistakes. His passes, his concentration isn't there, and that is a problem. That is something that has been an issue. So I I I I don't know. I was frustrated. And that's why I said Pochettino's substitutions, they make no sense to me. Taking off Cole Palmer, he said Cole Palmer coming off was due to him thinking that he looked tired, and perhaps I could understand that because he did look tired. He didn't look like he was really in the game, and at the same time, he was at risk of getting booked because he looked on edge after getting that tackle being done on him, and initially I could understand what Kukure was coming up because I mean he was on a yellow card and you don't wanna lose the only left back that you really have available. But the whole substitutions and who we took off, it made no sense to me because it didn't help. Literally, the substitutions that came on, they did not help the thing. And like I said, 1 minute after they came on, or probably less than that, we conceded. So like the substitutions didn't help. They didn't benefit the game. They weren't impactful in the way that perhaps Pochettino wanted them to be. So I was very upset and I was frustrated because I did not understand why those players were coming on and so late in the match.
With that goal, that's the equalizer. If you notice, it's both substitute that come on was involved because Cassidy end up in the left back position
Yeah,
where he was the one that didn't close down the pass the pass back quick enough, to be quite honest, if you notice. So and
yeah.
Balashila was the one that missed
Balotelli.
the sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm just agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah. But Chile. So it was Cassidy who was playing as that left back, and then Badashile completely missed it, and then it was just a one-on-one for Sheffield United.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it went. Um, so where do you think we go from here? Because for me, the season is already over, as this comment said by O'Neill. I'm really waiting for the season to be done and over with. To be quite honest, because Chelsea gonna play Real Madrid about 3 hours away from me, and I'm planning to drive down there to go watch the game. To be quite honest, and I'm just going because I love Chelsea, to be honest, and I really want to see what we're gonna do in the preseason, and see if we're gonna sign any new players and see if anything will change. But for me, Pochettino, he's not gonna go, so I'm not gonna even say Pochettino out, to be quite honest, until I see him out, because the way I see it, it seems like he's just gonna stay for the next season, and if we do not start well in the upcoming season, I think that's when they're gonna do their cutting, because then it'll be only on probably half, because he only signed 2 year contract with an extent with an option for 1 more year, so that would be second season, the next season coming. So I think if we do not start off well next season, I think that's when they will decide to make their changes.
Yeah,
And it's just so unfortunate that we're gonna have to suffer another season with under Pochettino, which we know that Pochettino not gonna win us any major trophy anyway, because we know for a fact that he's not a winning coach, and we all know that Amorim is going to Liverpool. I heard there are people being saying probably Chelsea, but um, every time they put it the project, as calling to them the project, towards ever any other manager, they normally turn it down. Nagelsmann turned it down because he didn't want some of these signings, and overall he want players that he can go and sort of win now. So that's why they turn it down. And for Enrique didn't want to have some of these players either, and he want to bring in some of his own players, and they didn't want that either. So that to show you that they're trying to adapt to the Tottenham model with Pochettino, where you go two season without any signing, so they could build that stadium. So I think that's what they used to hire Pochettino, because they're looking at it and said he probably can get the best out of these young players at least for a year or two, so they can settle in and do what they got to do to try to get the stadium up and running. So we as Chelsea fan are the one that gonna suffer, but we are the one too have to turn around and and probably live with with whatever they're doing. Because for me, like, honestly, Ty, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, today I was cooking, and it's the first time I ever messed my rice and peas up, because I was so frustrated by watching us play. I didn't even remember, you know, that I should take out some of that water out of that thing, and my rice wasn't that good as it normally used to be. So those are some of the moments that we as Chelsea fans gonna have. Like, we're gonna have some bad weekend, to be quite honest. So we just have to accept it and just pray for the best and hope that one day things will get better. You have anything you want to add to that, Ty?
I mean, um, it's gonna be a situation that we're gonna have to try to just come to terms with. Well, I don't know the whole process, and the managers that they've been discussed and were shirtless, as you said, a lot of them would have turned it down because the project in itself, no manager who logically wants to do something and to do anything with immediate effect would have accepted it. The whole essence of signing young players and then just hoping that those potential makes them profitable, because you're not gonna keep all those young players. It's not possible. And because no manager is gonna want to keep over 40, 50 young players, and you can't do that. You have to have a squad size of around what 20, 28, probably 30. Some might push to 32. Probably that's even too much. So I don't know. The whole process, it's I don't know. Yeah, but like Anil says, I'm ready for the season to be done. If it was possible to just sim the rest of the season, then I would take that option, because I after that performance, I am struggling to believe that things will improve and Chelsea get Europe. I don't think they do. I don't think they deserve it. I think the season should just be done and dusted in this moment, and we move on, and we look towards next season, and see what happens in pre-season, the summer, whatever. I don't think there's nothing really left of the season. I don't even see us winning the FA Cup. I don't know how we get past Man City. Yeah, I so it's a season that's been filled with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of lows, and little and minimal highs.
You know what I can understand? Every time that we get an opportunity to close the gap with the sixth place, we find some way somehow out to throw it away. I don't know how that's possible. Like, we can never close the gap at all. No, we can never put a gap between us and the rest. That's beside us. Like, I don't know if you notice it, like, we cannot. Every time that we get an opportunity, with the games that we got in hand, imagine if we win today or we beat Burnley. We would have been sitting right now, right there on 11 on points in Manchester United. Looking in, we know we're not gonna make the top five because those two are way ahead. But at least we could have looked to finish sixth. And every time that the opportunity is there and are given to us, we find some way to throw it away. Like, you give someone something and like, "No, I don't want it," they throw it through the window. And that's what we've been doing all season long.
Yeah. It's what you call not taking the opportunity when it's given to you.
Yeah, like we we right now sitting on 44 points. Newcastle sitting on 47. So we would have been one, and West Ham is on 40. Let me see, 48. West Ham is on 48. West Ham only got 6 games left, and plus they have to come to Stamford Bridge. So that's what I was saying. Like we keep on throwing away all these opportunities because West Ham and Newcastle, they both play more games than us. So we do got a game in hand. Even though it's against Arsenal or Tottenham, depends on how they work it out, see which one is which. But those are the chances that we got to close the gap, to where we can turn the season around and at least make something of it. And we keep on throwing it away. I don't know why. But I got something to ask you, Ty. I don't know if you know this, because with the financial fair play, right? What they're saying is that we need to sell players, and we're gonna have to sell Chalobah and Gallagher. So for me, I don't know if they told Pochettino to play Gallagher, so people can look at it and say he's getting game time, or for him to perform, so other team can look at him and want him. Because if he's not playing, his value is down, right? So, and Chalobah, if Chalobah is not playing, his value is down too. So I'm wondering if that's why if Pochettino are forced to play both those players. I don't know if you see it differently.
I mean, yeah, the whole essence of having to sell players so that we can stay within the scope that is being said. It is possible. I mean, Bob hasn't really Chalobah is really low on the picking. Alright, so I'm not really sure that he's being played for the sake of, oh, he's the ideal option. I think that may be a factor of trying to advertise these players and say that, okay, maybe these players are players that I can probably sign and probably work with.
But I'm gonna say this again. To try to get back. If we all noticed, like after Gallagher and Chalobah, like we got no more selling product right now, to be quite honest, because Broja went to Fulham and he's not letting it up over there, because that young Brazilian striker that Fulham got, soon as Broja reached over there, he just like hit form, and he'd been scoring in every game since Broja is there. So for me, Broja's not going to get the game time to get the exposure that we thought that he was going to get, because the reason why we sent him to Fulham, it was because Fulham was in a striker crisis, and soon as he reached over there, that kid started hit the ground running. So for me, like those price tag that we put on Eva Brojo, like we're not going to be able to collect all those money. Ian Matson is the one that, yeah, I know we probably get all those money that we're gonna that we put out there, and I think Lewis Hall, because Newcastle already say that he's one for the future, so they're definitely gonna purchase Lewis Hall. So right there, I think that's about $70 million, and we still drop short of because they said it's 100 and something million. So we still have to make another selling or both. And after that too, Ty, I don't think we got no more selling. No one else can sell, because who we got in the academy right now that's lifting it up, where we can make a big profit of. No, I don't think no one.
Unless the to be of that view of we sell somebody that is performing good for Chelsea, or somebody that would have been in the first team. So I hear some people mentioning Reece James, but I don't think I'm not sure about that. But people are mentioning persons say that we may be forced to play that are reliable or have been reliable.
I was doing a checking on the other day. If we sell Ben Chilwell, we're gonna make some profit because Ben Chilwell already paid off for it overall. Because that was from the old regime, and I think all that fee it already covered. So I think that's right off Chelsea book. So if we're gonna sell, I think Ben Chilwell we may be making a profit off Ben Chilwell.
I mean, it is possible. It is possible. So I mean, it's not impossible to sell Ben Chilwell. I don't think Ben Chilwell is really adds a lot of value to Chelsea at the moment. So I think it'd be another option that could be sold as well. I mean, we didn't really spend a lot on him. I think it was like 40 million or something along those lines, probably 50. I remember. So and I'm sure a lot of teams would still consider him because he does have some level of ability when it comes on to scoring goals, being impactful in the final third, but he's not one you can rely on to be fit. So I think we could get something for him.
Yeah, we're gonna have to revamp this squad though. Even though I know we buy a lot of players, but we still got a lot of pieces that we're not sure if they're gonna be able to co-op with the living of Chelsea. To be quite honest, so I think that this squad gonna have to revamp because Thiago Silva is going. We don't know what Fafana is gonna bring because Fafana never at all can stay fit. And Fafana is comfortable defending wide because he do got the speed, to cover ground. Because if you notice when Fafana was playing for the few games with Reece James at right back, you can see that we got a good combination on that side. Where it was solid. To be quite honest, even in the Champions League against AC Milan, you can see what both him and Reece James was doing to Rafael Leao, before he got injured in that game. So you can see that if he can stay fit, we got a good defender right there in him. But I saw we're linking with this young guy from Lille. I can't remember his name, but Real Madrid have been linked with him too. That central defender, he's pretty tall, but he for me he got a lot of mistake in him because I was watching their game yesterday, and I can see where he's a talent, but you can see that sometimes he is not concentrate in the game as much as you want him to. So I don't think that we need another defender like that. I think we need a more experienced defender.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that is one thing about it. You know, we like you said, we have someone. So we have players like Wesley Fofana, who I forgot even was a player at Chelsea because he's been old for so long. But like you said, like he's one of those players that I've always been concerned that he has the talent, but are we gonna be able to get to see that talent because he tends to be injured a lot. He's an injury prone player. I think it's um safe to say that he's an injury prone player. So we do have players that if they were fit, we maybe they would have helped things, but we can't look at hypothetical hypotheticals. But there's a lot of players, and that type of investment, we haven't really gotten to reap it because even though he has the potential, he's been injured. So yeah, and I mean the whole essence of buying defenders and defenders and defenders. I think one thing that we did wrong
was that we signed these players, but I don't think there was a lot of research because as much as Wesley Fofana is a player that has talent, he's injury prone. He's gone injured. Um, Leicester, he was when before he left France, he was injury prone, but he picked up an injury, and that's where the injury issue started at. I don't remember the club that it was, Saints Ethentine or something like that, or Entente or something like that.
I
But
think the same team we buy Zuma from Saint
yeah,
Etienne.
it's a team that wears green or something like that. Something like that. So
Yeah, Saint Etienne.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's the thing. We have players and we've invested in players, but we haven't gotten to get to see them play or even see if they were good investments. So that's another problem as well.
I'm gonna try to see your take on this. Do you think a striker is really our problem? Like the beginning of the season, where we were saying that we definitely have to get a number 9. In your thoughts, what do you think about the striker zone? You think we should pay that $100 million for Osimhen?
To be honest, I don't. I don't think the big money spending helps. I don't think it does. I mean, he's a player that has quality. I think he would fit what's planned, but at the same time, spending that much, I don't know. I think there's other options that you could get.
You're right. What do you think about this guy that played for Red Bull Leipzig in Germany? Sesko, Benjamin Sesko.
I heard that he's boned. I don't remember what club. I think they said Arsenal was interested in him, and he's close to going to another club.
I think Arsenal and AC Milan was looking for a striker to replace Oliver Giroud because Giroud is going to the MLS. So I think they were looking for a striker to replace Giroud. So they're linked with him, but I don't think that they already they made the bid yet. But he got a release clause of about 45, million or 50 million, and I think that we should, in my opinion, I don't care if a striker is for 2 million or 100,000. I just need someone that can put the ball in the back of the net. It doesn't have to be a fancy name, for me, because player can make a name for themselves. So I don't really go by name, to be honest, because the name probably doesn't match with the team or what the team want to do. So I think that Pochettino should be the one that chooses the striker that he really wants, because he's the one that's gonna have to work with that or any manager. If it's not Pochettino, if we sack him, like the manager that come in, I think they should let the manager choose the midfielder that he need, the goalkeeper that he need, and a central defender that he need, and the striker that he need. So I think we need 4 key players. I heard we were talking about this this keeper from Brazil. What is his name? Ben. I cannot call his name. But he's from Brazil. Bento. I don't know if you heard about that Brazilian keeper. He's pretty good. With the ball at his feet. But our problem with keeper is our keeper is not good of taking crosses, and that's where we struggle. So we need a keeper that can take crosses, that can collect crosses and help the defense line a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have to be done. I think there's a lot of areas that need to be addressed, and one thing that will determine what happens next season is how we do in the summer, what we decide to do. Are we able to offload the players that we need to get rid of? Are we going to be able to get players that we need? So like, I have accepted that as much as Petrovic is a good shot stopper, he's not a good all around goalkeeper. We need somebody like that as well. The goal that we conceded, the first goal, that isn't something that a goalkeeper should be conceding. Yes, the defense didn't help him, but the whole mistake and then conceding at the near post, that's something that shouldn't be happening. So yes, he's able to stop shots and everything, and probably it's just a case of he's suffering from the fact that defense is so poor. But I don't think he's a good all-around goalkeeper that you need. And goalkeepers have evolved. You need goalkeepers that are good on the ball, good under pressure, and we don't really have that. But yeah, there are players, especially in the attacking area, that we definitely need. Jackson isn't that type of player. He's not a focal point player, not a player that will lead the front line for you. He's a player that's like more of a supporting striker, supporting forward, or a wide forward. I don't think he's the one that you put that on. So we definitely need a striker. But the thing is that the market is so slim in terms of players that are all round. I have the quality. I mean, there are players that are present in the Premier League as well that perhaps you could give them an opportunity and probably consider, but it's about who is popular. I think that's been the narrative for a lot of the approach.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, that's what I was saying. Like, we do need a spine. You know, we got a lot of pieces, and this is one question I would really want to ask you. You know, if we continue down this road next season, do you think that Gusto and Parma will sit around? Because Parma is playing because he want to be playing in the Champions League and European League, to be quite honest. The way how you see he's been leading and taking Chelsea by himself, trying to drag them across the line, you can see that's a player that's just want to play week in and week out, and doesn't matter how many games he have to play per week. You know, you can see that he's a player that really love the game and just really want to be playing. Do you think that if we don't get better next season and show that we got potential, can go high? You know, do you think he stick around?
I think it'd be foolish to think that certain players would not want to see some level of progress in the project that they were sold. I mean, Enzo may be saying that he loves the club and how he's happy at the club, but at the same time, a lot of players, especially young players, have ambition and they aspire to win things. Yes, Chelsea would have won the Champions League and it may still be something recent, but at the same time, if the team isn't showing progress and if there hasn't been any step up in that project, then they will leave, and they won't be short of suitors, because Cole Palmer in particular has impressed. A lot of clubs are impressed. A lot of clubs envy Chelsea and wish that they were in his team. And the fact that he's standing out in a team that's doing so poorly he's gonna get the attention. So it won't be a case where he's not going to get clubs being attracted.
So what do you think about Gusto? Because
I think this is more of a sticky one. I mean, Gusto could leave. I mean, there are clubs that will obviously want right backs, backup right backs to compete. I think he may leave as well, because I think ambition is also a big factor. I think you do have clubs, especially the Premier League, that are higher up, that would definitely take. I think Man City would consider him. So, I mean, it is possible. It's not rocket science. We can't live in a world where we believe that loyalty will just be there, and no matter how bad the team gets, these players are just going to stay. Loyalty isn't there, and I mean, at the end of the day, ambition is still there, and you're going to want to go to clubs that are succeeding. Whether or not people like the fact that Havertz and and other players have left the club in the way that they did. They have ambition, and I mean, Havertz, for example, he has and even though it irritates me to know that he has an opportunity of winning a title with Arsenal. It's the case. He's in they're top of the table. They are in a position where they could achieve that success. So a lot of players will leave. So even though they might say they love the club and all of that, if they don't see progress in the project, they're going to leave, and they're going to go to somewhere that they can get to that achievement quicker.
Well said. I know the club is trying to build this multiple club model. I want to have your take on it. Because for me, the way how Chelsea right now been performing, and the way how Strasbourg been performing, the way how they've been signing a whole bunch of young players. I don't think this is a good look overall for the model. So I don't think that we should even thinking about stockpiling a lot of young players at this point in time, because it's going to be hard for them to really get more clubs to join this model. What do you think about it?
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I've never been fond of it. I understood what they were trying to do, but it made no sense. Signing young players. I mean, the fans at Strasbourg have already started protesting. I mean, they were against it from the get-go, but it hasn't worked. It doesn't work. We're sending up players that we sign, and the plan is that when we're gonna add clubs from Portugal as well, trying to attain clubs from different countries, and then try to build some model where we could have players going to these different clubs, and we can probably sign players from those clubs or get them from those clubs and all those things. I don't think it makes sense. I mean, Man City have the whole structure like that, but it doesn't really work. It's not working out for Chelsea. It's been a failure. I mean, Salzburg are 12th. I mean, they were parallel to Chelsea for the entirety of the season. I know they're starting to struggle even more. I don't know. The manager is a factor as well, but I mean, the team is very young as well. That's not helping things. So I've never been fond of it. I understood what they were trying to do, but I've never liked it.
Yeah, they're right now they're struggling just like us. Not consistent, and Patrick Vieira is their manager. Um, Andre Santos, I saw him play today, and he playing the last 4 games, and he is playing as the DM, and that's where I really look back and say that I think Chelsea make a big mistake when they send this kid out, because in preseason, watch him in preseason, and the way how we were using him in almost every game for preseason, and then just send him out on loan. And for me, he's a similar type of player. I like Enzo Fernandez, but he's more physical than Enzo Fernandez, and also he got a little bit of legs on him. He can cover ground. So I don't know why we made this choice that not to keep him. And you can see that Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are burned out. And even today in the game, I see Caicedo was going in for attacker, and because he know that if he get another yellow card, he's gonna be suspended for 2 games, and he pulled his foot away, and that number I think the number 8, I think his name is Palmer too for Sheffield, get an opportunity to hit a shot on target. The one that Curl and Petrovic save it. So those are some little mistakes that I think is coming both from the board. I don't know if it's from the board or if it's from from Pochettino, why they didn't keep Santos around, and now we're being struggling and saying that we don't got enough player that's fit.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I think a lot of fans have also. I mean, when Pochettino started off and saying that, oh, we can't keep everybody and all of that. I know he wants a certain number of persons in his squad. I'm sure he would have regretted saying that. I mean, we called Cassidy. I mean, Cassidy wasn't really doing great at Leicester. He was getting opportunities. I know that what's that guy's name again? I don't remember his name. We were linked with him as well. His name slipped me. Who plays in that midfield as well? He got injured, and that's when Cassidy started getting opportunities. But he hasn't been. No, not Ugochukwu. I mean, he's another one that I forgot
Lavia.
He was at the club as well.
Lavia?
No, not Lavia. What's his name? Who was it? No, the player I'm talking about is at Leicester. He's at Leicester. The reason why Cassidy got. Yeah, that's it. Indeed. Yeah. So I mean, we recalled Santos. I mean, from Nottingham Forest, and he's doing good at Salzburg, but I think we should have kept him because I mean he's more versatile than Caicedo and Enzo. I mean, as you said, he's similar to Enzo in terms of work because he has that South American skill and ability, and eye for a pass and all of that. But we made a decision that when we recalled him, I was happy. But when I heard he was going to go out alone again, I was like, nah, that's foolish. It made no sense to me. But it is what it is. We're having to live with the decisions that we've opted to make.
Yeah, Rich Money Maker just put up this on the. I don't know if you can see it or if you want me to read it to you. About the sponsorship. What do you think about it? Because that's what I've been hearing for a lot. Because even Jordan, I heard that want to sponsor us, but they want to make sure that we make European football before they consider us. What do you think about it?
I mean, it's simple. That's obvious. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, if you want good sponsors, the sponsors are gonna always have to think about their reputation as well. It's business at the end of the day. So I'm not surprised. You go to clubs that are actually impressive right now.
And the sponsorship is really massive for us because if we don't get a good sponsor from early, to help us, especially with the financial fair play, we're gonna be in deep trouble, deep water. So it will be great if we can at least go on a run because the games that we got different from Arsenal and I think Arsenal and Tottenham, like those are winnable games, for me, to be quite honest. But can we be consistent?
Yeah. I'm seeing what Rich Money Makers is saying about we're 11 games undefeated. I don't recall.
11 game undefeated. I'll ask Jack because we're not really losing games, but we're drawing a lot of games. So it can be right. Different from if you count the Carling Cup. I don't think we lose a game since then, but we've been drawing a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly I don't know. There's a lot of things that went wrong. I mean, it's a learning lesson from for the owners. It's a lesson to fans that they need to accept that I mean, I've always looked at the narrative and said that it's kind of funny how just before Roman had to sort of we won that final trophy, added it to the trophy cabinet, and then after that all of what happened. So it's a case of having to rebuild, and starting over again. So win the Premier League, the FA Cup, EFL Cup, Cup Winners' Cup, the Super Cup, and all those trophies and everything. You have to be going over again and trying to do it. So I mean, it's a case of that era is over. We completed that era by winning all trophies that we could win, and now it's about starting over and trying to build a new dynasty and trying to improve. But it hasn't been easy. We have inexperienced owners, and they've made a lot of mistakes. They've tried to learn from some of their mistakes, and they've done things to prove that. But at the same time, there's still more to be done.
Richmond Maker here is saying that Poch started Silva to prove a point that we need experience. We all can sit here and say, yeah, we do need experience, and experience is what killing us because these young players need leaders, and we need some seasoning signing in the summer, to be quite honest, to help these young players across the line. So that's a big factor. Um, I heard a lot of people is complaining that they need Thomas Tuchel back. I want to know what you think about getting Thomas Tuchel back because for me, he is a good what I should say a good coach for knockout competition. And I don't think he is really a good league manager over the long period. I don't think he capable of leading a team across the line, and that's just my taking from it. But I would give him all my League Cup and FA Cup match to coach because I know he will take us across the line in those competition. But I don't think that for the longevity of competing week in week out, I don't think he's that good for me. So I wouldn't even think about getting back Thomas Tuchel. So I don't know your take on it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, Tuchel is a topic that has always been one that in a sense it frustrated me because I mean the way that he left the club, to me it was rushed, and the whole what has happened following that hasn't been good to say that okay, the owners made a decision and it completely backfired because we hired Graham Potter and it didn't go well. It started off okay and then it slowly got worse. And then we had Lampard come in as a caretaker manager, and then we saw a whole lot of experimenting. And then I mean, but I don't think Tuchel would come back. I think I honestly think he goes to um a United or a team like that.
For me, I think Thomas Tuchel is done out here. To be quite honest, I don't think he got the still got the drive. How Klopp said he burned out. I think that's what happened to Pochettino, and I think that's what happened to Thomas Tuchel. That's just in my belief. I think they living in denial, because Klopp Klopp can realize that he competes against Pep Guardiola for so many years, and he just can't do it anymore. You can see that he's just like, yeah, I'm topped out. And I think right now Tuchel and Pochettino is the same. So I think we need some new blood, some new fresh blood in the coaching system because I don't think since Pochettino leaves Tottenham, I don't think the way how he leaves Tottenham, I don't think he get over it because sometimes in life like you can go through a situation and in your mind you get over it, but deep down inside, it's still killing you. You need to go take a break and refresh and come again. And I think that's what Thomas Tuchel need. He need a break out of the game, because if you notice, like, they already lose the title. They're 16 points behind Leverkusen. 16 Bayern Munich. Like, I know, Ty, you never see this in your lifetime. I know I saw it before because I'm older than you, but I know you probably never see this in your lifetime. I saw it when Kaiserslautern was the one of the top team in Germany, where that's where Michael Ballack was from. Before we went to Bayern Munich and then come to Chelsea, he was at a team they called Kaiserslautern back in the early 90s. And they used to have a striker named Olaf Marshall, where he was a classic player in the air. And Michael Ballack was one of the midfielder, was very young, was coming in through. And I think it's the first time anyone gonna have ever seen this in this Bundesliga era, since those days. And if you notice, it's 16 points with 6 games to go. So only thing Leverkusen need to do is win one game. They just need one more win, and they're champions. Like, there's no coming back for Bayern Munich. The only hope Bayern Munich got right now is the game against Arsenal on Tuesday. So we'll let us see how that goes. But I think he's done out here, to be quite honest. I'm not bashing the man because he do good for us, but he lead us to the Champions League, and that's all he did. So I don't got that much love for him like, oh, everyone got love for him. I got love for Chelsea. I want to bet what's best for Chelsea, and I don't think Thomas Tuchel is what's best for Chelsea, to be quite honest. Just like I don't think what's best for Chelsea is Pochettino, because I think he's still in love with Tottenham. I don't think he get over that hurt that he get in Tottenham. So for me, I want to see something fresh. And right now in Chelsea, probably that's what we need. We need someone with some fresh ideas. Someone that no one really know about. Like, look at Big Ange at Tottenham. A lot of people hear about him in the Scottish Premier League, but no one ever really see him in the Premier League. So he's taking the league by storm. I think we need something fresh out here to give us a big jump, just like Arteta at Arsenal. A lot of people write him off because his first year he'd been finishing eighth, and right now he's one of the best managers. I just think we need some fresh blood. Yes, rich money maker in the building. You're gonna have to share rich money maker. You said for your contact. You're gonna have to share your contact, rich money maker. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I love the update. Well, with the under 23 policy, I know for a fact that we're gonna have to change it some point, But I think what the owners are trying to do, Rich Moneymaker, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're trying to reflect the market. I think they're trying to get the market on balance. A lot of teams gonna start to do what Chelsea been doing. To be quite honest, you're not gonna see a lot of teams gonna go for these these players to play 100 million and 200 million, especially with the new financial budget that they have to work with. 70, you only can spend 70% of your earnings or 30%, somewhere in that bracket. So I think what the owners was trying to do, they already know that's what the league are coming to. So I think that's why they try to buy all these young players and stash them away. But if the players are not playing, they're not going to be able to develop anyway. So it doesn't make sense you stockpile players if they're not going to play, and I think that they should have just focused on Chelsea and get Chelsea right, and then they could have go for those other clubs that they're trying to get. But now it's not going to be that easy for them at this point in time because Chelsea's not doing good. Strasbourg is not doing good. All these young players sitting out there and they're seeing what's going on, especially in the fan base, booing these young players off the field. That's not going to do any good for us. It's going to make it even harder for us to really go for the best young talent because they're going to see that if I take too long to settle in, this is the way they're going to treat us. They're going to boo us off the field. So everything is going to be hard for us. But I think our fan base though is letting the rival drive us too much. They let the rival right now driving us too much out of our shell because right now we're listening to the narrative, and the narrative is that's gonna break us. The united will stand, divided will fall. Yeah, a lot of our supporters need result right now, but it takes time. It takes time with Moneymaker, to be quite honest. It do take time, to get a team to gel together. Because I don't know if you know, I used to play. That yellow jersey you see behind me, that's my team from back in Jamaica where I'm from. And those. Let me see if I can slide out of the way a little bit, so you can see. Those are some of my trophies that I won right there. I do win a lot of trophies, and I'm not saying I was the best in the world or I know everything, but sometimes you have to start. Like when I used to play for this team named Barrytown, next door to my community, there were two teams there. You got Altabar was the bigger team. It would have been like Chelsea and Fulham. And every season that every time that we got a young player that rise, the best young talent, they just come and they take them, and we all have to start all over again. So it takes a time to get a team to gel. It can take a season or two to really get a team to gel. And right now we're in that boat right now. We're struggling. Can we do better? Yeah, because even to the game today, I think Gallagher should have sit on the bench, or Enzo Fernandez, or what you call him, Caicedo. Yeah, let me show you. I even got an MVP trophy. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my MVP trophy that I won. Let me see if you can see it. This is my Division 2 MVP trophy. I don't know if you can make it out real good. Yeah, so this is my MVP trophy. This one meant a lot to me. I win so many more, and I gave them away, but this one meant a lot to me because this was when my team was entering the division, was in the Division 2, and we win out the Division 2, and I was MVP of the Division 2 in Jamaica. So therefore I got many more, but not saying and this was a 2011 youth tournament, you know, that I won. I think it was 2011 youth tournament. And this one was 018, 019, but this one was my team that won this one. So well, this one wasn't really me. I'm the owner of that football club. So I'm the owner. So this trophy was sent to me after we won it. So yeah, so back to Chelsea now. Those are some of my accolades that I won. And I know it's hard to build a team, and I know it's hard to really get results, especially when you're chopping and changing, and things is not settled. I know it can take a while, you know, to really get to where you want it, but by faith, you know, because you have to have faith in it and have to have belief. And by man management, even when it's not going well, to always let the players feel like, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, that's some of the things that we really need to give this team. And I don't think our supporters are helping. You know, I know it's not what we want, but we're gonna have to accept it. We're gonna have to accept that Roman is not here anymore. You know, Roman Abramovich is not here no more. So we're gonna have to learn how to accept. And how we're gonna accept is to be patient, not to settle for mediocre, but patient with the players. You know, let them feel like you're with them. Let them feel like you're supporting them. And that's what the young players need. They need support. They need the fans behind them, you know. And for me, like, I will never boo a player, because I was one of them, you know, and I never want to boo me. When people talk crap about me when I used to play, it used to motivate me, because honestly, I want to prove people wrong, because that's who I am. I like to prove people wrong. So when people doubt me, that's when I fight. But it's not everyone is like me. You know, because none of my sons is like me. You know, when things don't go their way, they're not like me. They don't know how to fight like me. You know, so it's just us as supporters and fans have to stop listening to other fans. You know what happened to Chelsea fans? We've been listening to too many different fan channel, and that's what they use to manipulate their thoughts in our head, and what they want to Chelsea to become, and that's what they use against us. And if we don't stand for something, we're gonna fall for nothing. So we do have to stand for something, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stick behind these players. If I don't stick behind the owners or the manager or the directors, I'm gonna stick behind the players. I'm gonna say, if they're not good, they're not good. They're not good enough, and that's who I am. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to stand behind them, because as long as they're in the club, if I have to support them, I'm going to support them. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize them in certain way. But I'm not going to go over the extreme, you know, and say they're crap and they're not Chelsea level, or if they're not supposed to play, they're just not supposed to play. Just like Raheem Sterling. I want Raheem Sterling out of the team because he's not performing. Yeah, we're still a big club. As you're saying this, yeah, we're still a big club. You know, I'm not saying we're not a big club, because we definitely are still a big club. You know, a lot of people just gonna sit on the side and just watch what we're gonna do, you know, probably next season, and see where we go from there. You know, a lot of people, players overall, you know, we probably don't get some of our target that we really want, because they don't know what the project is. And if they talk to players inside, then probably that's what's gonna help us. What's gonna help us to get most signings right now is gonna be players gonna have to convince other players to come to us. Let them know that it's all good in the dressing room, and that's how we're really gonna get players across the line. I don't think the sporting directors they're gonna be able to alone to convince top players to come to the team. We're getting there, man. I just need some more hours to get Manify. Yeah, like I'm gonna need some more. I need more hours to get Manify, and that's why I like. That's why I like to. I want to do a video every day, to be quite honest. But I try to. Most of my videos are late in the evenings because Coach do his morning show, and I try to work in between each and every Chelsea content creators that I really watch. I don't really want to budge in on someone else, so I try to go in between each and every different time zone. Yeah, like you see, the thing is, like you can't look on life in one way, because I watch Nunes and Matisse, and Nunes pick up this negativity that I don't really like, and I used to love watching Nunes like every single day, but these negativity and stuff, like for me, like I have played the game, I have been a coach too. Let me show you. I'm the one that right here with the tall hair. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my team right here, and this is me right here. No, I'm going the wrong way. This is me right here. If you look good, you can see it's me. That's me right there. So I have played the game, and I do know what it takes, to achieve what you want. And I know it's not an easy I know it's not an easy road, and I only can say like it's gonna take time. And if you read the room, like Pochettino is not gonna leave, not this season. Things have to go really, really bad for them to really get rid of him. It have to go really, really bad for them to really get rid of him. So Pochettino they're not gonna get rid of him right now. Miz. I used to watch all three of them, like they're saying. I used to watch Miz too, but I have to really stop watching. I used to listen to him every morning going to work, but all the negativity that they bring, and it's like, what's that's gonna do for Chelsea? To be quite honest, Chelsea is struggling. We need positivity. Negativity ain't gonna help. If we all gonna be negative and go by what rival is saying, right? For me, it would be like a man that see you achieving greatness. All right, put it this way, Rich Moneymaker. A man that see you gonna achieve greatness. You're gonna earn $20 billion. Do you think that man wants you to earn that $20 billion? He's gonna sit there and think that I'm the one should be earning this. So what they're gonna do, he's gonna put a lot of negativity in your head or in your mind for you to doubt yourself. Sometimes you have to go by your own analysis. You you're gonna have to read the room. Like for me, I like to read the room because when I was a coach, right, I have to learn how to read the room. I have to learn how to read players. I have to learn how to approach a player, because you cannot approach each and every one the same way, because everyone is different, because everyone is coming from different home with a different mindset. So everyone focus is totally different. You know, how I can approach you, I can approach a next person the same way. I got 3 sons, and each and every one of them are different. And I have to know how to approach everyone. The oldest one, you cannot tell him nothing because he think he know everything. If you're listening, don't get upset because I know you always do. But it's just the truth. You think that you know, that, but for me, he just want to learn on his own. The little one, he will sit there and he will listen, and he will never ever give you a reaction. He will never say nothing. You know, so these are our Chelsea players too. Every players are coming from a different country. Even if they're from the same country, they coming from a different background. You know, so if I can deal with the harsh, you only can deal with it calm. You know, just like my 2 daughters, one are sensitive and one are non-sensitive. You know, one, if you say something to her or talk too loud to her, she start to cry, even if you're saying something good. The next one, she going about her business. So this is real life. You know, we cannot live in fantasy. Every supporters now want to be a manager, want to be a coach, and want to tell the coach what to do. I'm gonna call it out if I see the coach make mistakes or do something wrong. But can I do his job? I never be do a big job like Chelsea before. So what I'm not gonna say that I could have done his job. The sporting directors, I'm not gonna say I can do his job. I know how to negotiate for players because I did that before with my own team. You know, I know how to negotiate, but can I negotiate in those big clubs? I never done it before. So even if I go there, I'm gonna have to learn how to adapt because it's a different ball game. You know, you're talking about millions. Then a 35,000 Jamaican dollar or 70,000 Jamaican or 100,000 Jamaican dollars is totally different. So you're gonna have to know how, you know, to deal with every situation in different ways. And that's what we as fans have to understand. Chelsea Football Club is a global football club. It's not just any club. It's a global football club. Yeah, Miz, as I said, I used to like him, but the other side of the coin, like I used to listen to it, but the negativity that they bring and push, the narrative. Him and Nunes, Matisse is not that bad, you know. Matisse is more, you know, like a Nini, like Blue Lions TV, you know, and is more like I've two-sided to it. But the negativity, like we need to unite, especially when things ain't going your way as a Chelsea fan. You know, you have to unite. I think today, why we didn't perform today, it's more likely the coach make some errors where Gallagher. Why are you gonna start Gallagher on the left? For me, I would have started Madueke on the right, on the left, Palmer, because Madueke can play both sides. You know, so I would have, if you really want to give Madueke a game, and sometimes when you got players coming off the bench with a hanger and winning your game, sometimes you need to keep them on the bench as a coach, because you know that player got a fire inside of him that every time he come on the pitch, he want to do something. So that's where the coach make it wrong, because none of Madueke can be coming off the bench and putting in some good performance. But you need that to be continued from him. So you need to keep him on the bench, you know, for at least this game, and keep on building up that fire in him that every time he come on, he want to prove you wrong. And I think that he should have started Mudryk on the left, Palmer in his rightful place. And at halftime, if you really do want to make those changes, you can go ahead and say, okay, you know, Mudryk, you're not performing. Then you make the switch and bring Nani on, and then you put Palmer inside. Then by then we'll probably be up at 2 or 3 goals because you know Palmer is more comfortable. You know exactly what he want to do and how he's gonna do it when he's coming off the right, because that's where he's getting all his best performance is coming from that side. But when you put him in a number 10, he still want to stick to the right. If you notice, he still find a way to be on the right side. So him and Nani Madueke wasn't stretching the team as much as possible. Yeah, Gusto did really need that rest today, and he finally get it. Like he did need it. You know, you have to that's one thing, and that's the next thing again that I blame Pochettino again. Like if you follow Chelsea over the years, Chalobah is a better right back than Disasi. Disasi do not like to defend wide. You can see that he's an inside defender. When he have to defend wide, he panic. If you notice, he's the one that keep them on side for the last goal because he was the one that drift to keep the guy on side. So Chalobah, honestly, is a better right back than Disasi. Disasi and Thiago Silva did well in some games for us during the season as a central defender partnership. Put back Disasi on the inside and put Chalobah outside because Chalobah is quicker to close down the play, and Chalobah will give you that work, and Chalobah will give you that support that you need on the right, where we wasn't getting it from the from Disasi. So I think today error is a coaching error. I think it's a coaching error for me today. And Gallagher, as I'm saying, against Sheffield, you don't need Gallagher, Enzo, and Caicedo. You don't need all 3 right there, to be quite honest. You need 2 out of the 3. So that's where I think he made another mistake. You know, you should have at least put Mudryk in the 10, Palmer on the right, and Nani on the left, and then you get a fluid attacking team because Nani can play both sides. Because you can see he play for England on the left sometimes. So that will give you a fluidity up top where Sheffield gonna have to think twice. And that's what Pochettino did not do today. He did not. Be brave. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about the goalkeeping place in the. I know Petrovic is his first season, and mistakes he's gonna gradually grow. But for me, where I'm not really comfortable with our goalkeeper is to claiming the crosses. That's where we've been struggling a lot, to be quite honest. The claiming the crosses is a big problem for us. I don't think they our goalkeeper can claim the crosses. You see how Edison and Allison both, you know, when they come and they claim their crosses. If you notice, even in Tottenham, their goalkeeper does not claim crosses as good as how you would want him to. So Tottenham struggling in that area, and that's the same thing happened to us right now. Team are too comfortable to put ball in the box against us, and team should have been uncomfortable by putting in crosses because they know we got a goalkeeper that's willing to claim the crosses, and that's where we've been failing, to be quite honest. So we definitely need a better goalkeeper if we wanna advance, to be quite honest, especially on the defensive third. Yeah, Petrovic been lose confidence in the last few games because of the error that he make against Burnley. You know, you can see that he's not trying to make any mistake, and that's one of the biggest problem. When you say you got two number one, you know, it caused a lot of rupture in the team because Petrovic is thinking too deeply that if he make a mistake, you know, he got Sanchez is right there, ready to take his place. To be quite honest, you know, you have to have a solid number one, and the next keeper know that he's a backup, just like at Liverpool. That Liverpool number two keeper, he know when he come on, he know that he have to do a job. The same thing with Ortega for Man City. He know he's the backup goalkeeper, and for me, he's a good goalkeeper. I would have go for him and try to get him as our number one because he looked like he's a good goalkeeper. I like the goalkeeper from Aston Villa too because when we were linking with goalkeeper, I thought that he was the one we were gonna go for. Honestly, I would have loved if we did go for him, Martinez, because he is a solid goalkeeper. But we need to solve the goalkeeper. We need a solid goalkeeper and not a defender. And we need a physical central midfielder. And we need a striker. We need to fill four position, and that's the main spine of the team that we need to fill. So we need to find some way to fill those gaps, and we have to try to do it as early as possible. But we do need a striker. We do need a really physical midfielder, and also we do need a defender and a goalkeeper. Once we fill those guys, I think that our team will start to get better in what's going on and perform how we want them to. But I think that's where we're lacking at this point in time in our midfield, in our defense, and the goalkeeper need to learn how to claim crosses because that's where we've been struggling. Petrovic has been good in both. Well, as they always saying, you know, a goalkeeper is a part of the defensive line, so he cannot be fed up. He cannot be because the goalkeeper is your last line of defense. The goalkeeper see everything that the defense line haven't been seeing. And when I used to play as a defender, you know, my goalkeeper is the one that I depended on to tell me what's going on because he can see everything. When you're in the goal and the goalkeeper have one option, you know, is to follow the ball wherever the ball goes, and he can see everything. So the goalkeeper is seeing more than me and you if we're playing out on the field because our job is to man mark and to watch player be moving left or right. Sometimes the goalkeeper see what you don't see. So Petrovic is the one that needs. And if you listen to John Obi Mikel broadcast with Peter Cech, where Peter Cech is saying that sometimes you have to bark instruction to his player, telling them where to go. And he said it wasn't up to him alone. It was up to him and his defense because, you know, the defense make him look good by he telling them where to go and the late runs and stuff like that. Petrovic can see it more than what the defenders can see. So Petrovic need to be more bold, you know, when be barking instruction across the defense line. If he want to keep more clean sheets, he need to be that leader, you know, where he gonna doesn't matter if it's the captain or not. Like tell them what you need from them or what you expect from them. You know, little stuff like those can go a long way. But that's where we mostly struggle right now is the goalkeeper need to be more bold, you know, and all those players and stuff that's there, you know, we just need a spine. Once we get a spine, we'll be okay. You know, but we definitely need a spine. Well, that can be true. Just like with the penalty taken, I don't know if you notice. I don't know if you're on Twitter. I did share it in coach group where Noddy Madueke was doing the same thing as Raheem Sterling. Pochettino needs to 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 um to have a talk with the team and tell them players like you are the leader for this, you are this, because you see Noni Madueke was trying to take the penalty away from Cole Palmer against Manchester United because he's the one that win the penalty. So he was trying to take the penalty, same thing like what Raheem Sterling did. And for me, that's down to the coach because the coach need to let them know this is your designated penalty taker. Cole Palmer is the penalty taker. Everyone in the team should know that he is the penalty taker. For right now, he is the man because Shalaba did have to come and pull him away, and Bali Sheely have to come and take him away, tell him to let Cole Palmer take the penalty. And how much that Cole Palmer is going to take that his own teammate is trying to take the ball off him when they know that he is the man. He is the man at the moment. So a lot of things that we need to adjust and a lot of things that need to change. Pochettino need to start to put some stuff in the pipeline. Let players know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and let them know who is the penalty taker, who is the free kick taker. So a lot of leadership is lacking right now in the team because a lot of these players are making all of these mistakes. So they definitely need to have their own responsibility, and that's coming definitely from the coach. He need to let every single player need to fully responsible for their own action. Cole Palmer is a penalty taker, so no one's supposed to be stepping up to take a penalty if Cole Palmer already have the ball, unless he want to give it up. Who's supposed to take the free kick? Who's supposed to take the corners? All of those things need to issue out. Every team that I play for or ever been around always have a designated taker for each and everything. Who's going to take the right side penalty, free kick? Who's going to take the left side free kick? Who's going to take the right side corner? Who's going to take the left side corner? All of those little details need to iron out. That's how you're going to build a solid foundation where every player is supposed to know their role. No one not supposed to feel brave or confident enough to walk up to Palmer and say, I need this penalty. That's not supposed to happen in any team at all. I understand that Nani is a very good penalty taker. I understand all of that. But the thing is, Cole Palmer is the man at this moment. I know that he want to score, to boost his confidence, but it's a team sport, so he have to know that Cole Palmer is the man at this moment, so he have to know that my time will come, but at this moment, Cole Palmer is the man. I'm not saying that Noni is not a good penalty taker. I'm just saying at this time, like, Palmer is the man. And the only way you're supposed to take this penalty from Palmer, unless they give it up. But he is the man at the moment. And we definitely need Cole Palmer to continue the journey because the season are almost finished. At least push Cole Palmer to go challenge for the Golden Boot because it's a long time Chelsea haven't won something like that. That will help boost the confidence of the team and even help us to get big name players coming into the team and the dressing room, because when they see, at least we've been challenging for Golden Boots, they see that we've been scoring goals, stuff like that will help Boots and Cole Palmer, help him to get the player of the season. That will even help players to come over and know that, yeah, we got a good team. We just need some more bodies to add to what we got. Little stuff like that. We can't be greedy as a team. We have to be together, not fighting amongst each other. As I said, like Nunny should have known better because he see what happened with Raheem Sterling, with the penalty situation. So he should have known that he shouldn't even go there to try to take that penalty. Oh, I already said that earlier in the video before you tune in. I know they're not gonna sack Pochettino. The season have to go really bad. You have to lose all the remaining game of the season, to be quite honest, for them to really sack him. Because the reason why they are him from first on is because of the stadium. They know they're gonna have to generate money to build a stadium, so they know they're not gonna be able to do the free spending like they normally do. So all these Chelsea supporters that jump in about every time we spend, it's going to be a time when we're not going to see much players coming through the door like January. It's going to be some of those, because I think that if Pochettino asks for 2 or 3 players for this upcoming season, I think that's what they're going to stick with. So I think that they hire Pochettino to get these young players that they bought, where they can have them a core for a couple of seasons, and probably every season they had like 1 or 2 pieces to it to let it get better. But I don't think they're gonna do too many changes, to be quite honest. I'm reaching that point where I don't think that Pochettino is leaving anytime soon. The only way Pochettino leaves, unless we start off next season like how we start off this one, then they probably that's when they're gonna think about sacking him, because he will be in his 2 years, so his payoff wouldn't be that much anyway, because it would be in his final season. Because remember, he signed 2 year plus 1 season, 1 year extension if the club are willing to trigger it. Yeah, that's exactly what I think too. I don't think they're gonna sack him, and that's what I've been trying to tell all Chelsea fans for the last couple of videos, that I don't think that they're really gonna sack him, to be quite honest. He's gonna be around for next season. The only way that he gets sacked, or less that as I said, the season go horrible from here on out. But long as he is gonna be, around, they're gonna stick with him for a minute. You there, Ty? I guess Ty already left us. But yeah, Rich Moneymaker, that's exactly what I thought. I don't think they're gonna really sack him. That's just what my thoughts on it. Yeah, he's definitely the right manager for the project, because they get him because of the Tottenham project. That's what I'm saying. They come in and they look on the Tottenham project and the Arsenal project, and that's what they're trying to reminisce. They're trying to reminisce the Tottenham project and they're looking for which managers is good with young players, and which manager is good, not spending a lot of money, or who can develop players so they don't have to spend a whole bunch of money season in, season out. And they find that in Pochettino. So good luck for anyone that have expectation to say Pochettino is done here and it's over. Good luck to you all that's saying Pochettino is leaving at the end of this season. Like, you're gonna be in for a long summer. So only thing I can say, like, we have to prepare for everything and anything with these owners. because they're gonna do what they think is best for them or what they think is best for the project that they're trying to do. So all your expectation, be careful with everything that you guys wish for, because it's not everything you wish for you're gonna get. And right now, for them, whatever their project they're doing or whatever they're doing is what's best for business. So I think they're definitely gonna stick with him, and they're gonna look on the injury situation too, and to say that he was unfortunate, because if it wasn't for so many injuries, they would have been up in the top 4, been challenging. So they're definitely gonna give him a chance with a fit team, to see what really he can do with a full strength team. So I don't think he's going nowhere. Yeah, injury have killed this project for real. Injury have killed us, especially with Fofana. I think he is the biggest miss out of them all, and Reece James. Not even Reece James, because Mario Götze is doing an excellent job. But I think what kill us is the main injury that we got. Is I know a lot of people are gonna say Christopher Nkunku. I wouldn't even say Christopher Nkunku, because we are scoring goals. It's not like we're not scoring goals. We score a lot of goals. But the biggest thing is, for me, is the Fofana in the defense line, the Lavia in the midfield. That's what been killing us under Reece James. The captain. Those three injury are the main injury that's killing us this season. I think that's where we've been falling short. Those three pieces was the main 3 pieces for the project. Oh yeah, Levi Colwill is definitely not a left back, and that was Pochettino trying to use to get some height, because we were vulnerable with crossing, but I think Levi is definitely the left-sided center back for us for the future. Yeah, he's a very good defender. Because you can see that at Brighton, that he does very well. And a lot of people have been talking about De Zerbi. I think De Zerbi are the next manager for Bayern Munich, to be quite honest. Andrew Flick seems like he's going to Barcelona, or if it's not Andrew Flick, it's Nagelsmann. So one or the other is going to Barcelona. Probably Nagelsmann. I think Nagelsmann and Amorim is the favorite for the Liverpool job, to be quite honest. Or Nagelsmann probably be the next manager for Manchester United. So remember, Manchester United is definitely going to look for a manager too. So it's going to be a manager merry-go-round in the summer. Silva. I've been all the what I heard about the Thiago Silva. I heard that Thiago Silva is one of the main character in the dressing room. Someone that really all the players look up to. Being teaching them, how to stay fit and what he do and all of those little good things. Overall, Thiago Silva is definitely a leader for me. And it's a good thing that Levi Colwill learn a lot from him, to be quite honest. The first time I watched Levi Colwell play, it was season before last, where he come off the bench when Thomas Tuchel was there, and from then I look at him, think he was 19 years old at the time. I could tell that he is a good defender, and he was gonna be someone, you know, magnificent, because the way how he was marshalling that defense line in that preseason game, you know, we all could tell that he is the man. Yeah, Sterling do help the young players, to be quite honest. You're right. You know, he does. But the thing is with Sterling was trying to be the man for this season because he want to go to the Euros. You know, Sterling did want to go to the Euros, but once he see that, I think that's why Sterling form was dipping, because he was trying to overdo it, because a lot of times you see he get past where he should have made the pass, and he didn't make them, you know. So you can see that he was overdoing a lot of things because he want to go to the Euros. But overall, after he realized he's not going to make the Euros, he probably come back down to earth and realize that he just definitely got to do what he got to do for the team. But I think that was getting to him. It was getting to him because he was just trying to make that Euro team. But when he realized Southgate ain't giving him a call, you know, he just have to learn to just be a team player. Yeah, Levi Colwell. Remember, he wear the captain armband. It did wear the captain armband in couple games when Reece James was there and Gallagher wasn't there. You know, he wear the captain armband before, and you know Shalaba wear the captain armband too. So that to show you that you know that they definitely being a leader in the dressing room. The academy guys that's there, the foundation, you know, you can see that they're a leader in the dressing room, and that's what you definitely want from them. Yeah, the owners, Sterling have to improve, because remember when they buy Sterling, they buy him as their marquee player, because remember they were trying to fishing around Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, and they tried, then two couldn't want Cristiano Ronaldo, he rather Sterling, you know. So remember that's what happened that summer. So they signed him as their marquee player. And if you sign a player for your marquee player, you know, you really want to see the best for them. But I think that we made the wrong choice, though. I think we should have get Ronaldo even for a year. The motivation that would have bring in that dressing room, you know, that would have helped this project. Oh yeah, the supporters love Palmer, and but the thing is, we're gonna have to improve next season if we want to keep him, because going into the third season for them, you know, it's gonna be a hard task to keep them, even though they got a long contract. But teams gonna want to start putting their 80 million and 90 million in for one or the other. To be quite honest, you know that they're gonna start to put money in, because especially if Palmer come out next season with the same form, you know, if we don't improve and at least show some improvement where we are fighting up there for the top four or the title, then the upcoming summer, you know, that people are gonna want to put bids in. To be quite honest, you know, and it's gonna be tempting for the player, because you know every player want to win something in their career, and I think Palmer right now is using Chelsea. Most of Chelsea need him, but he's using Chelsea for a stepping stone, which you cannot blame him. You know, a lot of players use Chelsea over the years for a stepping stone. Eden Hazard was dreaming for Real Madrid all of his life. You know, he was one that was really down, want to go to Real Madrid one part in his career. So there's no way we were gonna sign down Eden Hazard for forever. You know, and Palmer have dreams of his own, probably go back to Manchester one day. You know, so he is one that probably using Chelsea for a stepping stone. Mario Götze probably be the same thing too. You know, same thing with Rudiger. Soon as Real Madrid come calling, a lot of people were saying, why we didn't offer him a contract? He want to stay. He's going to try to keep his good faith on the fan side, but he was definitely bound to leave, to be quite honest. I don't think that that he was going to stick around. You know, I think he was definitely gonna want to be, you know, going to Real Madrid. Like, who was going to turn to Real Madrid? The same thing with Andre Christensen. Like, they definitely didn't want to sign any more contract because they definitely know that, you know, they were on their way anyway. Long as if it wasn't Real Madrid that comes in for Rudiger, you know, we definitely could have said, you know, at least, you know, that we stand a chance to keep him. But long as Real Madrid knock on the door, tell me which player wouldn't open the door to let Real Madrid in. With the center back, where can we get which center back is out there right now where I really look at it and I say that we definitely have to get them. You know, that kid from Everton that played in the under 20 tournament with Levi Colwell that didn't concede. I can't remember his name. But he's in Everton, though. He's a very, very good defender. Very tall, very strong. Even though against Erling Haaland that time, like he bunks off Erling Haaland, but he's a really good defender. You know, I can't remember his name right now, but he's played for Everton. That little young kid. I think we're gonna be up against him next Monday. But he's a very good defender. You know, but I don't see too much central defender in the market that we really can get at this time. You know, I'm trying to figure out that kid from Lyon that everyone is talking about. For me, I he need a year or two, and Real Madrid already linked with him, so you know, good luck for us to get him. But I think he need at least one more season, you know, to become a more complete defender. He's 19 years old, but you can see he got the potential, he got the talent. He's more like a Van Dijk type of player, you know. But I think he just need a little more time to gradually, you know, grow. He needs to stay where he's at least for one more season and continue to build on what he got. Oh, the set piece coach that we get next season. Yeah, we heard we do. Every team do need a set piece coach, to be quite honest. In this day and age of football, like a set piece coach will always be good, because you know that can help you gain some more goals and points. You know, because sometimes you really do need set plays. Even though Pochettino was against it, and he said he's with it, but I think set piece coach is really good, and but for me, I would have bring John Terry in as a coach for the club itself, not Pochettino, but for a coach, because he been doing work in Coben anyway. So why won't we get JT as a coach for the club? You know, being a part of the coaching staff, but he will be not a Pochettino coach, but he will work with Pochettino, but he will be a club coach. Like, remember when we used to got Steve Clark and that guy that's in England right now, that's assistant for Southgate. Yeah, he used to be like a coach himself for the for Chelsea. You know, he always stay. You know, he never really leaves. He always there, to be quite honest. So we need to get a coach like that that's gonna very, very well stay within the Chelsea reign. Doesn't matter whose coach we get, you know, he's gonna always be a part of that coaching staff and to help those coaches to settle in and to know the philosophy and the demands of Chelsea. And I think that's where we've been lacking. Yeah, we need those help though, but we just definitely need a John Terry to be involved in the coaching part of the. If it was me, that's what I would do. Oh yeah, we definitely do. We definitely need a John Terry in that dressing room, you know, to help these young players, because that's the only way we can get back to where we need very, very quick. Because when you see a John Terry step into that dressing room, you know, as a coach, and he step into that dressing room that know what it takes to be a Chelsea, you know, legend, you know, that will put some fire under the players, to be quite honest. Because everyone that say they'll come to Chelsea because of what Chelsea have achieved, they're gonna always see John Terry name on top, as the leader, the legend. So we definitely need him to be a part of the system. You know, we definitely do. We have to get him a part of the system. We without a part of the system, like you know, Carlo Cudicini, our former goalkeeper, he stay around as part of the system as goalkeeper coach. But we definitely need someone with the first team player, not just the goalkeeper. We definitely need like a John Terry inside of and Frank Lampard. You know, we need to get Frank Lampard as a part of the sporting director. Try to convince him from a manager to be a part of the sporting director. Frank Lampard definitely need, because Frank Lampard got an eye for talent. You imagine Frank Lampard want to sign Erling Haaland and he want to sign Declan Rice. They just didn't give Frank Lampard what he need. That's why I wouldn't say that Frank Lampard failed as a coach, in my point, because he did not get what he need. If he did get what he need, then it would be different. There was a lot of players, even Jude Bellingham. You know, Frank Lampard was telling them to pay that money for Jude Bellingham, but they just did not. They just did never listen to him. Oh, you're right. Like, we are Chelsea, you know, and that's what I'm been saying. Like, they definitely have to if they want to see what's best for Chelsea, like, they're gonna have to change. Oh well, that's really good if we really do get if we really do that later. I think you're getting better, because if you notice, Christopher Nkunku was supposed to be out for 6 weeks, and now he's is really they really you're really not hearing anything about it. So that to show you that this time they're not rushing any players back. because that's where our problem was. We're rushing the players back too quickly, and rushing them back only lead to more injury. So that's really clever from them, to figure out what's the problem is, and to rule Lavia out for the season, because I don't think that Lavia was really out for the season. I just think that they're the one that said, "Hey, we ain't gonna force the issue for you to come back and play and get re-injured." I don't think he's really getting a setback like what they mainly like it seems like. I think they just think that it's time for them to reevaluate the whole entire project and the whole entire injury that we got, and that's really good, for them to really take back a little bit, and start to focus more on getting these players ready, the right and proper way. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. But what they need, what they mostly need to do, the sporting directors. I'm not saying they do get some good players, but River Plate got some a few good players over there that Chelsea have been linked with one. Um, I think right now River Plate is one of the team right now that we should be digging into their database, to be quite honest, and see where we can get some of those gems from, because River Plate been pushing out a lot of gems, to be quite honest. Man City already got one, and they got few over there. So I think that the sporting director need to widen and not only in the Brazilian league, but I think they need to sort of widen it, because even in Scandinavia, there's a lot of talent out there. Even Fafana that we get in right now. Fafana price go up. We can sell Fafana at least right now for at least a 30 million or $25 million. I would pay 10 million for him. So there's a big profit. Well, I heard about this, but I don't know too much about the manager that we're getting from Swansea. But I heard he's a really good manager, to be quite honest. I heard but the thing is Claude Makalele, even Claude Makalele, to be quite honest, if you don't want to get John Terry, get Claude Makalele to help, to come and help with these midfielders that we got, because Claude Makalele, he was a coach. Once upon a time, he used to coach Bordeaux, if I call it right, Bordeaux in France. So he's a coach also. So we definitely need one of these former players to be a part of that coaching staff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we definitely need some young players, because what Man City been doing right now, they've been dominating the youth level, which we were dominating for 15 years. So that Man City been taking over. So we need to find some gems again all over in Britain, where we can start dominate, because you notice that Chelsea got a player in almost every team in the league that was a former Chelsea player, youth player. So that to show you that we were producing a lot of talent. And that's what we need to start to do again, is start to get a lot of these talent, you know, first end, where we can develop and get them on the road. hiring the top guy from Man. I don't think there's no top guy in Manchester United. To be quite honest, this if they want to, but if it was Manchester City, then Manchester United was in the dump for a long time. But we definitely need some better marketing, though. To be quite honest, the marketing side of us is really poor. We definitely need a better marketing system. And that's what we really want to address. And that was a good game for Manchester United and Liverpool. And I don't know what you, Rich Moneymaker, but my favorite who I really want to win the league was, to be honest, was Liverpool. And the reason why I want Liverpool, let me make myself clear, is I don't want Manchester City to win 4 titles in a row, because it's going to be hard for any of us to really do it. And I don't want Arsenal to win the title, because they're going to say London is red. And, we can always say, at least let us keep London is blue for a minute, because that's the only bragging right we can have at this point in time. Yeah, I'm gonna Manchester United marketing always good, to be quite honest, because Manchester always find a way to make their money, and that's something that we all can say, that Manchester United, that part of them was always good, to be quite honest. There's none of us can sit here and say that Manchester United is not a very marketable. They're very marketable. They're one of the best marketable team across the world, to be quite honest. They got Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Barcelona, the 3 most marketable team in the world, especially then you got Bayern Munich, the like of Bayern Munich. So there's very good marketable team. Oh, Phil. It's the first I'm hearing about him, though. I never heard about him before. Because I don't really listen too much of the Manchester but that's what I'm saying. Like, for them at that point, they definitely it's a good marketable team. They just don't spend their money wisely. That's the only problem I got with their recruitment never been good. Yeah, put it that way. Their recruitment never been good. But I can't believe Liverpool threw away the game today. Why on earth that Liverpool defender was doing when he passed that ball right there to Bruno Fernandes? It was a good goal from Maino. Kobe Maino that was a good goal, to be quite honest. But I don't know what they were doing. Yeah. Well, let us see see what they're gonna do, because we definitely need to market the team in many ways, to be quite honest. Like, we definitely need to do that. In real life, like, that's one of the things that we definitely have to do. We're gonna have to market the team, really good, because, as I said, we've been linked with a lot of financial problem, and that's the only way we're gonna secure that side of the coin, is to get it right. So we definitely need to start bringing a lot of revenue. So without the revenue, we're gonna in deep problem. So that's one thing I know for a fact, that we definitely have to get right. We have to start get the revenue right. Sam Joel. Oh crap! and another Brighton. One more Brighton. We're getting one more from Brighton. We soon turn Brighton FC. Oh Lord. Yeah, we're about to turn Brighton FC. But it was a very disappointed game today, man. It drained all my energy. You know, I just have to I just have to Esse is very good at his job. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I just want to be honest, I just really want us to get better, you know. It's a very tough situation for us. You know, hope one day we will get better. You know, hopefully in the near future we can have some glory days where we can sit and watch Chelsea play comfortable. You know, because back in the days I used to Chelsea not to concede goals, where I can sit and know that we score and sit comfortable, you know, and know that we're not gonna concede. And at this time, it's just we don't know what we're gonna get, you know. And it's unfortunate that it gets to that point, you know, and we all just want to sit and watch our team comfortable, you know, and hopefully sooner than better, you know, and we can get there. You know, when we're gonna get better, I don't know. Oh yeah, if that's for you. You're right. That's for real. You're right. But there's only time he's only one manager. But Pochettino is gonna be here next season, though. I think they're gonna give him a chance because of those deep injury that we got. So I think he definitely got another chance, you know, to make it right. But let us see what's gonna happen. You know, thank you, Rich Money Maker, man, for being here with me. You know, hopefully tomorrow you can be here with me too, because tomorrow I'm gonna go by all the news and see what we can do and what news come across tomorrow. So hopefully you can join me tomorrow, even probably at the same time. You know, so thank you for being here. I have to round off now because I have to go by and fill my tank with gas to go to work in the morning. So I really appreciate you being here, you know, and all the support and love. You know, honestly, you know, I really appreciate you. And I just want to say, man, really thanks, you know, for being here. Ty, big up yourself. You know, all the ones that like and subscribe to your boy GST Golf on YouTube channel. You know, tomorrow, probably same time, we'll be back here again. So thank you guys.
Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all the niggas that be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Push a nigga past his limits, then you see he bought it. I really work hard, but I never guess I'm found it. Came a long way, in my dream now I be drawn it. Niggas stay dying out here, got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted.
I see you say oh great. How the Chelsea women team game go today? I didn't even remember to check it. You know, if you're still here, can you tell me how the game go? Because I think they were playing a game today. I don't know how it go before I round off. You know, if you're still here, Rich Money Maker, can you tell me how it go? Because I know we're under 18 when beat West Ham yesterday. I know that for sure, but I just haven't know how the rest of the game go. I think I heard a feedback. Big up Rich Money Maker in the building as usual. Since that Rich Money Maker, I've already left. Yeah, I was trying to figure out the score for the women's team, but it seems like Rich Money Maker already left. So, if you already left, Rich Money Maker, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. This is a boy GSC Garvin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all the niggas that be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Pushing nigga past his limits, then you see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never catch them found it. Came a long way, in my drip now I be drowning. Niggas stay dying, I got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted. Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all the niggas that be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Pushing nigga past his limits, then you see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never catch them found it. Came a long way, in my drip now I be drowning. Niggas stay dying, I got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted.